strap yourself in for Keeping It Real with Jac and Raoul.
Well, happy Monday. Keeping It Real with Jac and Raoul. We're back.
High energy today, Jac.
High energy all the time, Raoul.
Yes, you do have a lot of high energy, which today's episode is all about energy management.
Wonder if I've got a bit of ADHD.
Reckon you might.
Don't you go labelling me. Nothing wrong with a bit of ADHD and nothing wrong with a bit of positive energy. However, you don't want to drain people.
No, you don't. You don't. So we want to talk about energy management, why it's important, being aware of it, how you can, what you can do it, get it. So energy management, what is it?
Yeah, I learned a little while ago, it's not about managing your time, it's about managing your energy. And that really resonated with me because we have different energy levels at different times of the day. And I think trying to fit so much in to a day, so trying to manage your time, is a slippery slope. You just get exhausted and burnt out.
Yeah. And isn't it funny, like people always go, I don't have enough time.
Yeah.
I mean, well, we've all got the same amount of time.
That's true.
But it's, I guess, your energy level is how you manage what you do in that time.
So they say if you want to manage your energy, not your time, what you need to do is focus on your output. So think about what is it that I need to achieve today, what goals, what tasks, and then apply the right energy to those. So it's actually about prioritisation.
Right. So prioritising where you put your energy.
Where you put your energy and what you put your energy into.
Ah, yes, what you put, what deserves your energy.
I like where you're
just
going
thought of that
there.
one. That's a good one.
Who deserves your energy?
Yes, who deserves your energy and what deserves your energy. That's a good point that I just made. God, I'm a genius. And you know what it just made me think of too, this is random. Yeah. When I write, so writing is a creative
process.
I need energy for it and it gives me energy. That's best done in the morning. Editing doesn't give me energy and doesn't actually require a lot of creative stuff. So when I write in the morning.
When you've got high energy?
And I edit in the afternoon where I have lower energy, but I'm doing something that doesn't require energy.
Question, did you know that as you started writing your first book, or was this something that you've learned as you've gone through the process?
It's absolutely something I've learned. So I used to write and then, you'd get it'd be a sea of red with all the corrections and I'd go back and correct it. And I thought, why am I wasting my time editing? And it's a different process. So, writing is creative and editing is boring. So I just decided I'm just going to write. I'm going to ignore the whole sea of red with all the mistakes and I'm just going to write blah, 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 and then edit even the next day in the afternoon.
So it is about knowing yourself and knowing where you have energy or when you have energy and then what other tasks or goals you want to achieve and how much energy do you need for those. Like that. You've always been a happy, positive person. It's why I like you. It's why I hang around with you, yeah? I don't see you negative very, very rarely. And if you are a bit pissed off, you certainly don't stay pissed off for long and you apply humour to a lot of things. Where do you get your energy from? How are you the way you are?
Well, I think I'm conscious of what, like I said, just the writing, what I do gives me energy, but who I spend time with. Like I'm seriously, there are some people that you
zap.
You spend time with them and they zap your energy. And there was a book from the 80s, Zap. It was like, what zaps your energy? And knowing if you hang around with these people, they're always complaining and always whinging. And it just does my freaking head in.
I'm
people
with you.
Like that.
I'm with you. There are certain people, I don't have many in my life because I avoid them like you, but there are some people that we just can't avoid, sadly, that if I see the phone ringing, I've got to be in the right frame of mind. I've got to have the right energy level to manage. And so I think, choosing who you hang around with is important. But before you knew yourself well, I mean, what was it like for you growing up? Were you in a high energy family? I mean, there was 150 kids, wasn't there, or something?
Well,
Good Catholics.
There was eight of us. And look, maybe looking back on that, it was if you spent any time whinging – you didn't
this.
like you
didn't
would
rate.
just move on. Like you were
time
getting
for it.
zero sympathy.
Good.
And I think I reckon too, reflecting now, if you spend time whinging about stuff, both my parents would say, well, what are you going to do about it? Like, stop whinging about it. What are you going to do about it? And what's your action? And so maybe, I did grow up in a environment that there was very zero sympathy for pity, and when things went wrong, it was just like, right, well, you've got a choice. What are you going to do about it now? And so, when I'm with people and they're whinging and complaining, I'm always going, well, what can we do about it? What we can do about it?
I love that, and that bias for action is very much part of
Yeah.
who you are. I also love the fact that there was no time or no indulgence of miserable or inaction or moaning or groaning, yeah? Environment is everything. I grew up with two parents who were just go, 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 go. Everything was done at a million miles an hour. There were things to be done. There was shit to get done.
Yeah.
There were goals and ambitions that they had that they were determined to achieve. So as a result, the energy was quite high, quite regularly.
Yeah.
And that does rub off. Having said that, if you grew up in a family where energy levels were low or where, there was more negativity, that doesn't stop you from changing your environment as an adult.
No.
You can choose that.
No.
And watch that with children, I think. There's a lot of indulgence. I'm going down a parenting track now, but most of us are parents. There's a lot of indulgence around how children are feeling, and that's important to know how a child feels.
Yep.
But if you yourself are anxious and are creating an anxious environment, there's a really good chance your child will be anxious.
Yeah.
So watch your environment. Your environment is everything when it comes to energy.
Yeah. And and maybe then the environment affects your perspective as like, the glass half full, glass half empty. I am so much a glass half full person. You're going to mention alcohol. I can see it in your face.
Never said a word.
That you were going to mention alcohol.
God, I'd love a drink.
But I am, and you know what? I know for the people that are a bit glass half empty,
no glass.
I probably annoy them.
Yeah.
I annoy them because I'm going, well, it's not too bad. Could be worse. Could be, and but you know what? They annoy me. So
well, that's right. Win-win. Most of my clients come to me and we're chatting away and they tell me, and the issue is, and I say, you mean the opportunity? But the problem is, I say, but the solution would be, it's like reframe.
Yeah.
Your narrative, reframe your inner talk.
Yeah.
Not everything's an issue or a problem or a challenge.
Yeah. I do gym class with a few friends, and sometimes people will complain about the gym class. It was like, oh, the instructor made us run up the hill with, I go, no one made you do anything. And they go, no, but okay, no.
You had that choice.
I always go,
can
hashtag
say no.
your workout your way. Yeah. But so it's all these people go, oh no, they made me do it. No one made you do anything. Unless someone had
these days.
I always used to do to my kids, hashtag own it. And they go, Mum, just because you put a hashtag in front of it doesn't
make you cool.
And they know you know what they always say, please don't say that in public. And here I am saying it on a
public,
podcast.
and I'm reinforcing it and laughing at you. Okay, energy management. We've got good energy, yeah?
Yes.
But it is not luck that we've got good energy. Yes, we both grew up in environments where in whinging and moaning and not getting stuff done wasn't indulged. That probably helped. High energy. But there are ways to actually manage your energy or increase your energy. Now, both you and I think, are fairly health conscious.
Yes.
Other than the fact I like a glass of wine now and again.
Glass half full one.
Bottle half full, not much in a bottle. But the importance of being healthy. So talk to me about what do you do to maintain or increase your energy?
Yeah. And look, we've spoken to this on previous episodes, like even, even when I talked about the challenge one about, reducing alcohol, it was a specifically to manage my energy. So I'm a keynote speaker, I run workshops. You can't really afford to have a bad day off. You can't.
No.
It's not like I'm sitting in an office going, I just feel like crap. I'll just go.
Everyone stay away.
Right? You've got to be on. Which means I need to take that seriously, which means I need to manage my energy. So there's a few things I do. We've spoken about exercise so many times.
Critical.
Great way. And it's not just us. It's not just like, we like it. There's all the research to show that exercise helps your energy. So knowing what exercise, so that's a good thing, you know.
When?
If you hate running but you love swimming, do swimming.
Got a nap for the running, but anyway.
Yes.
Interval, INTVL.
This is a little plug for
Louis.
If
If you want to start running, seriously, give it a crack.
Jack's be in the show notes. Is he
Will
going to
be.
do a plug for us? He's got like 27 million
200 million
followers.
thousand followers. Lewis, we need a plug.
Yeah.
Okay, so exercise. So bloody important. Not only when you exercise, because it's got to work for you, first thing in the morning kicks me off beautifully.
Yep.
But there is also the benefit of endorphins, so therefore you're often creative when you're exercising, so you can ideate and think about lots of solutions to challenges and identify opportunities, but also being amongst nature, getting outside. Now, if you're in a gym exercising, you're still exercising. That is a good thing. You might be listening to a podcast. You might be listening to us. You might be educating yourself or having a laugh. But to help your energy levels, go and exercise. We can't stress that enough. What about diet? You eat really well.
Yeah.
Not a lot of kale, I've noticed.
No, well, a little bit more kale since you got me into it. And again, this is probably something I've become super conscious of, not so much in my younger days, but knowing what food gives you energy. So, like, for example, I am not eating a big bowl of pasta before I go on stage.
Why not?
Well, because, those heavy carbs, like,
Weigh you down.
When you, like, people always go, I feel really tired after, you go to a conference and everyone's asleep after lunch because they've served lasagna at lunch. So
No, that's because somebody who's speaking is boring.
that is
Nothing to do with the food.
That is true. I always get the after lunch gig because I'm.
Well, you'll bring the energy
I've got
up.
a reputation of
That's
being entertaining,
good.
so I always get the after lunch gig. I bring it on, baby. Bring it on. Even if
Absolutely.
you've eaten bloody gnocchi and lasagna, I will not get you sleeping. But it's being aware of what food,
And there are certain foods that will absolutely make you healthier or feel better.
Yeah, and not eating late at night, so
Yeah.
not eating. I've got into an Oura ring recently, and so it manages your stress and your energy levels and your heart rate and all that stuff. And I know, for example, Friday night I've had a bowl of wine, I've had a pizza.
A bottle of wine?
Well, a half.
So I'm not the only drinker.
Half empty bottle of wine.
After you've drank it, yeah, right.
Pizza, eating late at night, you don't have a good night's sleep.
No.
And then the ring tells you.
husband talking
the
to you.
ring, the I think you're talking about your husband, not my husband.
True.
God, you distract me.
That's my ADHD. That's my high energy, see?
God. See, I've completely lost what I was going to
Food.
say.
With
Food.
your
No.
eating,
So the
pizza,
Oura ring,
pasta.
the Oura ring will go. Oh, something kept your heart rate up last night, which was
I don't know whether we need to go there, Raul.
which was the
Bit
pizza
early.
and the wine. So it is knowing it's ridiculous. Just
Yes.
edit this all out.
No,
Keelan.
definitely don't. We're keeping it real. Okay, so what you eat is really important. We both agree with that. Exercise is important. Here's one, stress management.
Yes.
Okay, so the people I know that often have the lowest energy levels and who deplete my energy are people who are very stressed a lot.
But what are they stressing out about? They could be. Are they? Is it?
To them, it's real stress. To
Yes,
them,
true.
But yeah, you're right. So okay, what about a stress audit? What about actually stepping back? What about doing something like reflection and going, why am I stressed? What is it that's stressing me? And is there a theme or a pattern here? What can I change or control about that? I work with so many people who are very stressed, and as we talk about it and as we break it down and as we say, okay, what solutions, what choices have you got here? They go, I can feel a weight lifting off my shoulders already, Jac. Talking about this stuff is so important.
Yeah. Well,
Recognizing
don't they say?
it.
Isn't there a saying like a problem shared is a problem halved?
Yeah, it's very true. Very, very true. So, and maybe not talking about it with family or great friends because you know what they're going to say, or maybe they're the cause of your stress. So finding somebody who's objective and a little less emotionally connected to you. So how do you manage your stress?
Well, I think,
you
and I
even
was
have
going to
any
say
stress?
this. Well, it's funny. I don't think I get stressed at all, right? And but I remember years ago I went to the doctor and he was talking about something about stress. How's your stress levels? I go, fine, don't get stressed at all. And then he said something about I wasn't sleeping well, and he's go, well, why aren't you sleeping well? I go, yeah, I just wait, I go, you know what it is. You just wake up and think of all the things you got to do the next morning. And he was looking at me and he goes, that's stress. I went, is it really? Is that stress? And so what I learned is those little things that can build up. So it's just one little thing. You could be worrying about your kids or worrying about, oh my God, I forgot to send that email, or client, you got some bad feedback. You just worry about it. And those little things can build up to bigger stress. So I've sort of become aware of that, and I do try to go, it doesn't really matter. So you might stew on it a little bit, but then go, like in the end, it's like what you said in a previous episode about the 5-5-5. Will it matter in 5 minutes? Will it matter in 5 days? Will it matter in 5 weeks? And I try not to get stressed about things.
So in order to not get stressed about things, you have to be conscious, right? Conscious of what is stressing you and what you can do about it. Is it within your control or is it not? And if it's not something you can control, then how do you reduce it or step away from it or avoid it?
Yeah.
3 a.m. stress is way worse. The situation is astronomical. By the time you wake up at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, it's never as bad.
No.
So it's important to remind yourself that at 3 o'clock in the morning you think, oh my God, I'm worried about X. How are we going to pay for Y? What's going to happen to John? Michelle's health is concerning me. All of a sudden, it is the worst. When they wake up in the morning, it won't be as bad. Go back to sleep, because I know when I wake up in the morning, it won't be as bad. And I can solve for it in the morning. As opposed to 3 o'clock in the morning when you can't do much. So stress is really important, knowing what the stress is, knowing who stresses you, and then looking at what you can do about it.
I also think too, there's a lot of people there that just use the word stress. I'm so stressed, I'm so stressed, I'm so stressed. It was like,
oh yes.
And it was like, they're telling me what they're stressed about, or I know what job they do, and I'm sitting there going, how can that be so stressful? So I think some people fall
badge
into
of honour
the
stuff.
Yeah, it's like the busy. Like they wear busy and wear stressed as a badge of honour. Like why? If you're going to wear anything
Busy's
as
not
a
a
badge
feeling.
of honour,
Certainly not a fact either.
why busy and stretchy?
Yeah, that's
doing around.
exactly
You said
right.
something about before. It reminded me of a little. I think it's actually a prayer. I don't want to go all Catholic
my
on you, but
goodness
it's
me.
called the Serenity Prayer.
You are from a family of 150 kids, so there's got to be some Catholicism in there somewhere.
My mum will be happy I'm saying a prayer.
She will too.
In fact, Mum used to have
what is
this
the
on
prayer?
a little, like a little dish that was in a crystal cabinet. I reckon
Cute.
she still got it. Anyway, it's the Serenity Prayer, and it says, God, give me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
It's beautiful.
And I think that's really important, because if you're getting stressed over something, it was like, can you change it? If you can, then change it.
Have
And
the
if you
courage to
can't,
change
and have the wisdom to know the difference. It was like, I can't change that. I cannot do anything about it.
No.
So stressing about it
Isn't going to change
isn't
anything.
going to change anything. I remember once I worked with a woman, and this was years ago, and she just gets stressed. And one stage, and I kept going, like, it is what it is. We can't do anything about it. And she got really pissed off at me. And
You
said,
created more stress.
she goes, I don't believe how you can not be stressed about this. And I just said, well, we can't do anything about it. And I remember going, what, are you getting paid more to get stressed about it?
and get sick.
Because, like, if you cannot do anything about it, move on.
Absolutely.
And I know that's easier said than done, but
Well, no, I think it can be done, and you need to remind yourself of that. What can you control? What can't you control? Because this is about energy management, and if you are stressed regularly, or you are stressing all of the time about something that you aren't changing or recognizing that you need to walk away from, your energy levels will be impacted.
yeah,
And guess what? People aren't going to want to be around you.
no.
Did I tell you about Moody Judy? I started a new job, and I always chat
I'm
away.
assuming Moody Judy's not a real name.
Definitely not a real name. No, she had a very different name. But she was somebody who didn't like mornings and didn't do mornings well. So whenever she came into the office, everyone was aware that it was not a good time, not a happy time, and it brought the mood right down.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, bugger that.
Yeah.
So I'd arrive. They all sort of mentioned to me offhandedly over the course of my first week, Moody Judy, not good in the mornings, watch her. So I made a beeline for Moody Judy, and we had a little chat.
Yeah.
And I said, look, Moody Judy, there's something about me that I need to tell you because I'm new and I just don't want to shock you, but I have high energy levels. I come in through that door bouncing off the bloody walls. I am so grateful and so happy about life. And I don't have to be reminded how lucky I am, how privileged I am, because I've just walked past 4 homeless people on the street to get here. So every day is a great day for me. And life can be short, yeah? And she looked at me, she goes, oh my God, Jac, we're going to get on so well. I'm exactly the same.
What?
And I thought to myself, wow, that's not what I'm hearing. I said, oh, Moody Judy, this is awesome. Mates for life. So I trot off and do my bit. She trots off and does her bit. And about a week later, a couple of people came to me and said, something's changed about Moody Judy. She's really happy in the mornings now. Did you say something to her?
Did she get a new name? Like Groovy Judy or something?
Groovy Judy. I like Groovy Judy. Look, either not aware of the impact on others that she had.
That's what I was about to say. Be aware. Be
Lack of
aware
self-awareness.
that when you are whinging all the time and you've got low energy, you are bringing down everyone
Absolutely.
else's energy.
Absolutely.
And you are. Just be aware of that.
That's right.
Yeah.
So that's about knowing yourself, which we were talking about before. All right.
Yeah, okay.
What about some tips? So
right.
energy management. You don't have to be like me bouncing off the walls every day. You don't have to be like Raal, who's so zen, nothing stresses her. But if you could be a bit of both of us, you'll probably be okay. And if you are already like that, then go and share your tips with other people. But what are our tips for energy management?
Yeah. So I think the first thing is know what gives you energy and what doesn't, or who gives you energy and what doesn't.
Yeah,
so
good.
avoid the people that drain you.
Yeah.
If you can't avoid it, like if you work with someone and maybe they're your manager and you have a meeting with them, know straight after I'm going to go have a coffee with someone who does give me energy, or I'm going to go for a walk around the block, but know it. So know exactly what gives you energy, what you need tasks for, like energy to do tasks, and plan your day around that. I think it's a good one.
Great. Be healthy.
Yes.
Get healthy. You've absolutely can do that. You can eat well. You can sleep well. And if you're not doing those things, go and change those things.
Yeah.
Get help with that. Exercise. That will give you energy.
Yeah. And I know we're saying this, but if you're listening to this thinking, I often feel I don't have energy, you're not being the best version of you.
No.
And if you want to change that, you've got to take things seriously and research it, read books about it. But everything you read about energy management will talk about your exercising and diet. And
Absolutely.
there's no, it's like when people want to lose weight. It was like, how do you lose weight? You exercise more and you eat
less.
well. There's no freaking science to this.
Stop overeating and start moving.
But you've got to do it.
Yep,
you have to.
very true.
If you want to take control of your energy, then take control of what you eat and your exercise and who you spend time with.
Environment is everything. What about breath work? You do stuff with your breath, to get you into a flow. And breath work is such a thing now.
Yeah, that's the thing too. And again, the stress level, if you do anything about stress, they'll say, do the breathing. I've spoken before about the 4-4-4, like 4 seconds to breathe in, hold it for 4, slow breathing out. Or just, there's meditation apps.
Yeah.
You can do a whole lot of just 5-minute meditation stuff can, So the key is know what works for you.
Yeah. What about music? I'm just thinking.
Oh, dancing.
Pat Benatar, all fired up.
Oh, fuck, I freaking do that.
Half our audience probably don't even know who Pat Benatar is. But music is a good one.
Yeah.
Put some music on, high
Well,
energy
I know
music.
when I run, for example, sometimes I go, I'm listening to this audio book or podcast. I really want to listen to it. I thought I'll listen to it on my run.
Yeah.
10 minutes in, I'm not
You've
even
zoned out.
feeling like running,
Yeah.
and I just flip over to my 80s Spotify list, and I've got
Listen
my
to
workout.
you, Rod Stewart.
Can I share my workout on the show notes? My
Oh, what a good
Spotify
idea.
workout?
You should.
I'll do that. I'll
like
figure out
it.
how to do it. Anyway, energy. Manage your energy. It's very important.
Don't manage your time, manage your energy.
Don't manage your time. We've only got a certain amount of time. Energy, you can replenish throughout the day. So we hope this has been useful.
You look like you're a bit
feel like
drained.
exhausted.
Well, how's your energy going there, Ra?
God, I need a little lie down after sitting opposite
come
you
on, Nana,
for that
from the
all-time
80s.
energy. All right, this has been another episode of Keeping It Real with Jac and Ralph. If you like what you heard, share it with others. Give us a rating and review. We'll speak to you next week.
Bye.
You've been listening to another episode of Keeping It Real with Jac and Raal. If you like what you've heard, Don't forget to tell others about it and give a 5-star review. They may seem confident, but they really are sensitive 5-star needy souls. Yeah, right. Keeping It Real, created by Jack Phillips and Gabriel Dolan. Produced by Keelan Ferrari Brown. And this really real voiceover, spoken by Richard Phillips.